recapping from I'm just recapping from our last training session. And obviously, I've taken out my personal story, as that was just to be shared with you, and my and that the products are amazing, and that I was a user before I joined Sportron. So our vision really is to deliver high quality, affordable wellness solutions. And we've got our two brands with our new consultants, Sportron and SwissGuard. These were two different companies started by two different ranges started by both have been doctors with a homeopathic degree, focusing in different directions, where SwissGuard is more our herbal range using African herbs. Our Sportron range is more our premium range using premium technology from the United States. So just as a background, we have agreements with pharmaceutical manufacturers, which actually manufactures for us. And all our formulas have been approved by the Department of Health, which is called SAPRA in South Africa. And they also issue us with NAPI codes, which we'll probably have before December. That also means that health professionals can, such as, I'm thinking quickly, physiotherapists, even aesthetic GP practitioners. There are also GPs that stock our product and actually sell it. And then also psychologists and psychiatrists, specifically that focuses on more of the mental side, and where our melatonin is very highly regarded. So they've all safe, they've all been tested, and they've known and trusted in the marketplace. And the reason that we've also all switched over to a veggie cap is the fact that you've only got 25 minutes in your tummy before the content of your tummy actually leaves your stomach and goes into different other digestive parts of your parts of your digestive system. So of that 25 minutes, a veggie cap dissolves within 1 or 2 minutes. A tablet dissolves within anything from 10 to 15 minutes. And that's why tablets are usually less expensive, because the veggie cap is expensive, especially because we wanted to go the vegan route and also to be totally natural. On our products and in our product guide, it states GMO free. And for some of you that don't know what that means, it means genetically modified materials. So in South Africa, you get genetically modified maize, and that's obviously something that we will never use in any of our products or any of the internationally genetically modified raw materials. It's also paraben free. Paraben has been used in many supplements in the past as a preservative, and it has been found to influence especially female hormone systems, but also there has been cancer connotations to it. So we are definitely without those. Then our herbal range, which is called SwissGuard. SwissGuard contains herbal ingredients that have proven scientific articles and efficacy, such as moringa, African potato, super cider, aloe white, green tea, Sutherlandia or the cancer bush, and then especially seaweed extract in our Marina Spa Wonder Liquid. And then our entire SwissGuard range is different from all the other aloe whites, etc., that you get out there, like Forever Living. And I know Bontle Buchle has one, and Anika has one. And our one is different and better because it has this ingredient called fucoidan. And what fucoidan actually does, it's a kelp active ingredient. So it's not a kelp extract that's there, it's an active ingredient in the kelp. And that has super antioxidant properties, to the extent that it has anti-cancer properties. And here are some of the articles. You can actually go and Google it regarding Fucoidan. It is actually amazing. And we are one of the first companies in South Africa that's actually introduced this to our supplement range. Actually has beautiful skincare effects as well. And when we look at that a little bit later in the year, that's definitely an active ingredient that's going to be incorporated. Then we have Sportron, which has a biofood matrix, and that makes this range unique. So in the 80s, they found a technology that works around a food matrix. A food matrix is a matrix that forms like a nutshell around a vitamin or a mineral. And it has a special puzzle full of phytonutrients, lipids, a little bit of carbs, a little bit of phytonutrients that you find in veggies and fruit, etc. And they have to be in a specific order for the body to recognize it, like a fingerprint. And when it recognizes it, it recognizes that it reads it as natural, as coming from the original food source. That's why we talk about renatured nutrients. So what this technology has actually been, it originated in the United States, and NASA took it further, and they have actually modified it to work on a nano basis in a mixture that you add to your vitamin and mineral base. And that is when you actually look on your product, it says food state matrix, 25 milligrams or whatever, and it has this long range of natural ingredients. And all of those ingredients work on a nano basis. So the moment that it hits your tummy and the capsule actually dissolves, all those little nanoparticles look for one another. They form that little puzzle around the nutrient, and it renatures, or it makes the nutrient organic. So for optimal absorption, and then obviously also for bioaccess availability and bioavailability and assimilation by the body, because it is then a organic material. And here are just some of the articles that you can go and Google on food matrix technology. And our food matrix technology, with its nanotechnology that's added, is unique and patented in South Africa. So nobody else can use our technology. So what happens when you age? Your nutritional requirements actually change. As you age, especially from a female point of view, we all lose bone mass. And I don't know where you are in your life stage. I'm in my fabulous 50s, and you can see that I've lost some of my bone mass just due to natural osteoporosis and aging. And we've got osteoporosis running in our family. So that's something that I need to be cognizant of. Then the other important aspect that we all need to take into account as we age are our hormone levels, and especially estrogen and progesterone in women. And you can see in my fabulous 50s, and seeing that I'm in my late fabulous 50s, I probably have a third of my estrogen left. And then you can see testosterone, the highest in men at 20. And guess what, ladies? Our estrogen levels are the highest at 30, and that is when we, and 35 to 40, when we actually give birth and breastfeed, etc. So it's amazing how God actually made our bodies. So as we age over time, there are different challenges and different conditions that we need to take cognizance of. So how do we recommend? First of all, supplements help with healing. We can't prescribe something, and we can't say it heals. It helps with healing because it's a supplement. Otherwise, it would be a scheduled drug just to get that right. And obviously, a supplement is not going to be wave a little wonder, a magic wonder wand. if you don't eat right, you don't get your liquids in, you don't exercise, and your mental health is not there in order to be getting to an overall wellness position. So how do we normally recommend? And normally in South Africa, about 70% of people need a multi. And that's the first thing that we recommend. And I'll tell you just now why. Because we don't eat right. And also because of all the preservatives that are in the food that we eat. So the next thing, especially here from about 30 years, you definitely need a natural anti-inflammatory, which is omega. And after COVID, it is good to add an immune protection product. Especially we see much more cancer conditions and cancer incidents that have gone up, especially also autoimmune conditions after we've all had COVID immunizations. And then the last thing is that you add a specific condition supplement. So a specific condition supplement works better when it has the support of the other three. It's not always that everybody can afford all the three. You might only want to be able to add the one, but always start with a multi, and I'm going to tell you why. So our product guides are set in a simple way where it also indicates you always start with a multi and a mega, and then you've got your immune boosting products, and then you've got your condition specific products that you can add. The same with our Swiss Guard range. So I've asked this question already, and I know the team knows the answer. If you have any of these in the last 30 days, then you've experienced B vitamin specifically shortages. And the reason that's why you need a multivitamin, because most of us have a multivitamin shortage. Naran, you're just going to hold me on time because I don't see time. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we still have about 45 minutes.
Yes. So UltraGuard starts with providing, I always say, a capsule a day keeps the doctor away. It is affordable. It's one of the best multivitamins on the market, and it probably is in the range of a Spectrum or an A to Z, because those are also two very good multivitamins. And the reason that you need a multivitamin is because most of us has a shortage of B vitamins every day. B vitamins comes from fruit and veg, and we need at least 4 to 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. And I don't even get to that every day. That's why I drink an UltraGuard. And B vitamins aren't stored in the body. So all these drips that you get, and you go onto a vitamin B drip, and you feel fantastic afterwards, because B vitamins especially are important for at least 50 processes in the body, of which about 10 of them have to do with energy metabolism. So you have a boost of energy, and then within 2 days, you have a slump because there's no more B vitamins in your body, and they've all gone to expensive urine. 3 glasses of milk a day. Now, I do get to that because I love milk for calcium and magnesium, and especially for mommies who've had babies. Your baby has drawn all the calcium and magnesium that it needs from your body. So you start off with a depletion, especially if you've breastfed as well. So calcium and magnesium, very important, especially for the men as well, because they have higher lean muscle content. They sweat more, and those minerals need to be replaced. And then iron is very important. So 2 steaks and 2 eggs or 4 eggs give you sufficient iron a day if you're not going to use an iron supplement. And iron is responsible for making sure that oxygen gets to all our cells. So very, very important. So this is what common vitamin B, this is what vitamin B does, all the different vitamin Bs. And if you get a mouth sore, if you have pigmentation on your tongue or your hands or on your fingers, and specifically on your nails when you have those ridges, when you're moody, when you have headaches, vitamin B shortage. Calcium and magnesium, I'm quickly going through this, and you can read this a little bit later because Naran will break this up and send it to you tomorrow, and you can see how important this is. Then why omega-3s? Omega-3s is the body's natural anti-inflammatory. So if you've got, we call it silent inflammation, inflammation that you can't see. If you've got a sore on your hand, you're going to do something about it because it's an inflamed area. Most of the time, we can't see the silent inflammation in our body. And most of the time, especially in the early stages with high blood pressure, with high cholesterol, with high blood sugar, it's asymptomatic. You need to reverse that. And that's where omega-3 comes in. So it fights inflammation. It's very good for heart health, very good for brain health. Most of our brains, 60% of our brains consist of fat. And a very large portion of that is omega-3s. And our body doesn't make omega-3s. It makes omega-6 and 9s, but not 3s. And that's why we actually need to supplement with it, especially as we get older. Skin health, joint health, eye health, mood, Alzheimer's. And then the last important thing, it all starts in the gut. If your tummy isn't healthy and happy, like my tummy was today, and that is just from not eating properly the last 3 weekends when I have been at functions and events, I could feel it today. And 70% of our immune cells reside in our gut. 70% of our happy hormones are made in our gut. Besides the fact that many enzymes operate in our gut. So if you're not feeling well in your tummy, have you felt that you feel 10 times worse than any other system in your body? And that's because there's a gut-brain matrix. So your gut also influences your mood, because your tummy and your brain in the fetus, the two of them actually evolved and developed simultaneously. And that's why there's a tummy matrix. And your gut is called your second brain because it can actually operate independently without having commands given by your brain. So why probiotics? Probiotics is the best, the most long-lasting, the most natural solution to any gut problem, because your gut has got positive and negative bacteria. And I'm just quickly going to explain it again for any newbies here. It's like a garden. You've got flowers and you've got weeds, and they need to be in balance for a garden. If your weeds grow over your flowers, and this is when you eat lots of sugary foods, alcohol, smoking, not exercising enough, not drinking enough water, then your negative bacteria grows. And that makes your tummy acidic. That kills the good bacteria. And that is why we need to put some of the good bacteria, just like a fertilizer, back into the garden. But you don't just fertilize one tree or one type of flower. You fertilize a wide range of flowers and trees so that they all grow and they're in balance for biodiversity. And that's why we talk about strains of probiotic. There are lots of probiotics out in the market. Very few of them have a 9-strain probiotic. And that is a wide net to cover the most prominent good bacteria. And here you've got 40 benefits of probiotics that you can go through on your own. It's also on one of the information sheets that I sent you just now, that you can share with everyone out there. And specifically, there are so many videos and influencers that all talk about the gut. Specific condition nutrition recommendations. So when it comes to arthritis, I'm just quickly going to talk about through them. They're not cast in stone. There are many combinations, but these are the most popular ones. So when you've got arthritis or injured and sore joints, you want to use an anti-inflammatory. First of all, Atron is your go-to product. Atron works with, it has MSM in it, a high quantity, not like the ones that many of the retail ones have, like 200 milligrams. Ours has got 400 milligrams, which really works well. And it also does not affect your tummy like other anti-inflammatories does. It has a chondroitin in it, and it actually replaces and heals here you can talk about healing. It actually heals and regrows the cartilage and ensures that the fluid that's between the joints actually are replaced. It's good to use it in conjunction with the Atron gel, especially when you've got an arthritis that sits close to the skin. So like in your hands or an elbow or a knee or an ankle, where you can quickly put some Atron gel on there as well. Our new one is coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I can't wait because it's got clove oil in. It immediately heats up and it lets the muscle relax. Excellent for muscles that are sore here in the evening. And my mommy uses Atron gel every morning because she's got rheumatoid arthritis, even though she takes the tablets. But whatever stiffness there is dissipates within 10 minutes. It's also good that if you are older or more mature, like me, that you use a calcium mag to strengthen your bones and joints, especially as we've seen what osteoporosis can do. Otherwise, your arthritis are just going to not be in remission, but slowly get worse. And then definitely arthritis is a serious inflammatory condition, especially rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune condition. It attacks its own cells, the body's own cells attacks itself. So therefore, you also need a healthy gut and especially and osteoarthritis as well, which is an autoimmune condition. So make sure that those 70% of immune cells are really working well. And also people that have pain constantly quickly become depressed. And that is why you really need your happy hormones to work in your gut. Also, what you can add is you can add UltraGuard and collagen. And the reason that here I'm actually showing you where collagen is in the human body. And you can see most of our collagen, 75% of skin is actually made up of collagen, like X. It's like an X type of amino acid that keeps the skin firm. And that's why you see the quickest difference in your skin. But 6% are in muscles, 80% in ligaments. So any active person, tendons, 90%, 67% in cartilage, and 30% in bone. So if you really want those joints and the arthritis to be put into remission, it's good to add a collagen. It's good also, if you use collagen, always you need a multi with it. And the reason for that is not all the collagen is being assimilated by the body if there isn't vitamin C or D added. And vitamin C and D cannot be added to the collagen because it interacts with the collagen. So always make sure that you've got a multivitamin that you take with the collagen. So these big packs of collagen and these big pots of collagen that you buy for 1,000 Rand or whatever, always use a multi with them. Otherwise, half of that is going to very expensive euro. This is a testimonial of one of our actually branch managers, Tannie Mitzi in Potchefstroom. And on an annual basis, because she's got back problems and had 2 interventions in her back, she goes for x-rays. And because she drinks Atron over 12 months, these 2 vertebrae, the little cushions, have actually grown back on x-rays where we have the before and the afterwards. So obviously she also combines it with Amigatone because she has serious osteoporosis. And this is a rugby injury from a friend of mine before and after using Atron. An active lifestyle, and here I'm talking about people that cycle, that go to the gym, that are runners. UltraGuard, obviously, we've talked about my UltraGuard. It's very important to do mineral replacement, either a magnetron or a calcium mag, and then definitely add Amigatone. And here, because it just helps with your overall performance as set out in this little table. Then an inflamed gut. So I've put 2 options here. And like I said, there are many combinations, one with the one range and one with the other range, or you can mix them up. Pro-B is the beginning point. And for little ones don't need extra vitamins or minerals. The only minerals that vitamins that they do need is B vitamins, because they're fussy eaters and they don't get enough veggies and fruit. And that's why most of your gummies and your vitamin syrups, which ours should be here by the end of the month, have all got vitamin Bs in them. Pro B is your natural antibiotic for pregnant mums and for little ones. Omegatone, obviously, because you've got an inflamed gut. If the Pro B doesn't help on its own, please add Omegatone. And then it is very good to add your multi, because if you've had a troubled gut, like having not been constipated for 2 months, or being bloated, or having cramps or IBS, many of your nutrients have not been absorbed, whatever you've been taking. So it's good to start replacing that. They're obviously depending on what the customer can afford. From a Swiss Guard point of view, Buchu Detox acts like a probiotic. So the buchu, the ginger, the aloe, the turmeric that's in the dandelion, and the turmeric that's in there helps to recreate that microbiome in a different way, by being an antioxidant and helping to reduce the inflammation. Then you can add activated charcoal, especially if you've got diarrhea, because it actually absorbs all the toxins. And then the most affordable of our products is actually Marina Spa Wonder Liquid, and it's called Marina Spa Wonder Liquid because it's got seaweed extract. Half of it is seaweed extract. The other 30% is licorice root, which is anti-inflammatory, and then it's got 7 essential oils, of which castor oil is one, which obviously stabilizes your tummy. And remember, I've put gout in here as well, because gout is due to an acidic tummy, and that causes those little crystals that then appear in your elbows or your toes, which is very, very sore. So here's a testimonial again that I'm sharing with Stini in Lichtenberg. She contacted me last year at the doctor's. She lost 30 kilograms because she had tummy ulcers and irritable bowel syndrome, and she couldn't keep food down. And at the doctor, she was literally starving. And at the doctor, she went to a specialist, and they were going to remove her tummy and give her a stoma bag. I put her on Pro B and Omegatone together, which she drank 3 times a day for the first month, together with an alkaline diet and small little meals. And in the second month, we added 2 or 3 other products. But within 6 weeks, her gastric specialist said no need to remove the tummy. And that's how good these 2 products are together. High blood pressure. Obviously, Omegatone is the favorite, because it's good for the heart, because it helps to, if you have your blood vessel is like a tube, and what happens if you have heart disease in the family, you've got a 30% predisposition to develop these little sores in your veins. Fat and cholesterol sits there, compacts, the little vein becomes narrower, and that causes the high blood pressure. So Omegatone addresses the origin of the blood pressure by healing the inflammation in your vascular system, so that the fat falls off and the vein can open again. Combined with Circuitron. Circuitron has got various herbal ingredients together with 1 or 2 vitamins. And basically what Circuitron does, it helps improve the blood circulation. It also helps to improve vessel health with that inflammation that is there, and it lowers cholesterol. It's also a natural blood thinner. So if you're already on a blood thinner, just talk to your GP. We've had somebody the other day, and the doctor said just to take a blood thinner that he prescribed every 3 days, but take the Circuitron every day. Buchu, especially somebody who's got serious circulation problems, will have edema in their feet and in their hands. That's where it's really swollen. The fluid is actually sitting there, and the heart just does not have the strength. It normally happens in your feet because the heart doesn't have the strength to pump it back up to the heart, because it's your furthest uh, lymph from the heart. So that's why it's very important to sleep or go and lie with your feet on a cushion so that all that liquid can go easily back to your heart. Gut, very important because you are struggling with an inflamed body. And we've just said you really need to activate the 70% of immune cells that are in your gut. Here is Buchu, a lady that's got a kidney failure. She took Buchu. She had tremendous swelling and edema in her feet. And edema is when you can actually press your thumb and the indentations actually stays in the skin before it disappears. And that's 7 days later. That's how quickly Buchu helped her detox and get rid of all that excess fluid. High blood pressure, also an inflammatory condition that affects your entire vascular system. So if you have high blood pressure, high blood sugar, it normally jumps to the heart, and you get high blood pressure at the same time. It's very important to keep your blood sugar consistent. If it's not consistent and it keeps spiking, those spikes actually cause inflammation within your vascular system. So obviously Pro-B, very important, Omega-tone, very important, and Glucoplex, because what Glucoplex does, it actually has cinnamon in, and what cinnamon actually does, it stabilizes the blood glucose. It actually helps those spikes not to be so extreme as they can be, and it helps you with insulin resistance. Then here is somebody that struggled with his diabetes that he didn't have under control. This was in Klerksdorp last year. And you can see in February, he actually rocked up like that on the first pick with his foot like that at Klerksdorp. And Drisha, our branch manager, was horrified. She sent me the pic. We gave him some products for free. And look at him 3 weeks later and how well his wound healed. And then 3 months later. Stress options. When we have stress, and especially if it is a stressful situation, whether it is a difficult boss at the work, or it is somebody that's going through a problem with their child being naughty or on drugs, or you're going through a divorce, or you've lost somebody, that stress isn't going away. So you need to handle that stress in an appropriate way. Obviously, if it gets out of hand, to go and speak to a health practitioner. But first of all, you need extra vitamins and minerals because stress eats your B vitamins. It feeds on those B vitamins, and then you've got a B vitamin shortage and you feel tired, which makes your depression and your anxiety even worse. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. And that is where Mental Calm is great. Mental Calm has got 3 little flower extracts in them. You can drink 3 or 4 of the capsules without feeling drowsy. And what it does, those little capsules just calm you. You know, when you go like this and your tummy and your gut, you can actually feel it compressing. You just something that just needs to breathe, and you just need to cool yourself down. Mental Calm does that. And also on a long-term basis, when you're in a chronic state of anxiety, your cortisol levels stay high. And that's why they say that your body goes into a cortisol inflammatory state. So that's why it has ashwagandha in, which is a herb that comes from the east, and that lowers your cortisol levels naturally. It's very good to combine it with brain food because brain food helps with brain fog, which we all have when we've got stress, and then probiotics. The first place that stress attacks is your gut, and that's the first place where it really makes an impact. And remember, that's also where 70% of your serotonin, your happy hormones, are being produced, so you really don't want to mess with your tummy. Stress option 2 would be Buchu, obviously a less expensive option to get your tummy right, and Stress Guard. Stress Guard has got 3 or 4 of the key B vitamins that's going to help you to feel better, and it also has ashwagandha in it. Then, to sleep better. To sleep better, it's very good if your tummy is upset and acidic overnight, it's going to keep you up. So Pro-B at night, with a little bit of Mental Calm, and especially Calcium Mag in the evening, because Calcimac relaxes all these muscles that have gone into spasm. Let me just see. And then brain fog. So we've got two options. An UltraGuard, like I've said, because you need all the vitamins and minerals to actually make a difference, and the B vitamins to give you energy. And many of the B vitamins actually work in your brain, together with brain food that has a combination of lion's mane and saffron. And both of these work together to actually, saffron, which is the most expensive spice in the world, actually heal your neurons. They look like an octopus, and they touch, and they have to touch appropriately and long enough so that the messages can actually move through one by one by one. If they don't touch properly sideways, or there's a space between them, then you get hyperactivity, you get loss of focus, you get brain fog, and over time with Alzheimer's, they don't touch at all. So you can actually heal, and that's why omega-3 actually helps heal together with saffron, heal the neurons. And what the lion's mane does, it actually protects and heals the sheath in which the neuron is sheathed. So, or you can drink UltraGuard and a very high dose of lion's mane, which gives you a super booster concentration power. Then I've had questions, what do we give for cancer and serious illnesses? And here I'm talking about serious illnesses like autoimmune conditions, etc. So you need an UltraGuard because you need the basic vitamins and minerals. You need a Pro B because that body is in an inflamed state. You need a Megatone to get it out of the inflamed state. And then you need a super dose of antioxidants, which are like the little soldiers in an army in our immune system. PhytoGuard is a great antioxidant because it has 4 berries in it. It has African potato and moringa in there. Moringa on its own has 92 different nutrients, and it has fucoxanthin, which is very much like fucoinan, a kelp extract with anti-cancer properties. It tastes delicious, and even children can use it. It's sugar-free, and you drink it as a cool drink. The Swiss Guard option would be to have buchu and aloe. Buchu from a detoxing point of view, and it is a rich antioxidant. Aloe because it is a rich oxidant and an immune booster. You can add Defender and a Marina Spa Wonder Liquid. So yeah, you can use 2 of them, or you can use all 4 of them. They all work differently, and they all boost the immune system in one way or another. With colds and flu, you can use 1 of these, or you can use 2 of them together. Marina Spa Wonder Liquid, with the licorice root that it has, it actually deals with the inflammation in your, if you've got a sore throat, and a postnasal drip, clears that immediately. It stops you coughing. It actually helps with your lungs. And then it helps restore gut health, which is very important, where 70% of your immune cells reside. And then it's got these essential oils, which also help. InfoGuard is a great option as well. It has echinacea in it, which we all know helps with colds and flu, especially for little ones. It's in a small bottle, so you can just sip it during the day. It has ginger and garlic in it. You don't taste the garlic, but the garlic active ingredient is there. It also has a natural antihistamine in it, so it can help with allergies and hay fever. And then Sportron, mostly for kiddies, but we've now formulated it also in an adult dosage. It has all the elements that mostly InfoGuard has, but it also has all the B vitamins in. So it actually gives you a lift, especially a little one that's feeling really weak after having a cold and a flu. Sportron is great because it's all natural, a natural antihistamine and a vitamin B booster. Then we have
Isabel,
ADHD. Yes.
Isabel, before we continue, we've got 15 minutes left of the session. Could we maybe ask the team if there's any conditions that they'd like you to touch on that haven't already been covered? Or is the team happy for Isabel to continue with what's in the slides? Are there any specific product questions since we've got 15 minutes left?
No, she's actually covering all my questions. Thanks.
Okay, then
Yes.
Angie's just added weight loss. Anything else specific? Thanks, Corne.
Okay, so ADHD, obviously we've spoken about melatonin and Pro B because ADHD is actually a very stressful condition for a little person, and they normally have a gut issue. And obviously your melatonin with its omega-3 oils is there, as well as the saffron, as well as vitamin B. And this is the difference that you get after 6 weeks of using melatonin. Mature women, uh, like me, I'll use me as an example, although I would prefer super cool women. But super cool women, we need Pro B because our gut doesn't function like it used to, and our hormones don't function like it used to. So, especially when you've got menopause symptoms, it straightens them out, it gives you energy, it helps with your moodiness and your lack of luster and energy. And then obviously omegatone, because many of us have endometriosis or fibroids at this stage, and omegatone helps for that. Then mature men, the same rationale continues, especially with 40 plus for men, which has been formulated with the nutrients that an elderly man needs. And specifically, it has saw palmetto palm extract, which actually mimics testosterone. So you actually feel better, you feel more energetic, you don't get your belly uh, um, developing, you don't, it helps with loss of hair, it helps with retaining your lean muscle strength. Great product. And then skin health, I did add this in because you're all in the skin arena. UltraGuard, definitely because of its B vitamins, and then collagen because of the before and after that you can see from a collagen supplementation over 6 months. And here you can see the before and after, and there are the little X strands of amino acids that I was talking about. Marina Spa for a problem skin, because it's anti-inflammatory, and especially if somebody can't afford products or you have products for problem skin, ask them to use this as a toner. So you do your wash and you put your Marina Spa on your skin for acne, because it's anti-inflammatory and it has the seaweed in it. It actually promotes the whole healing experience. And here you can see on the right hand a burning hand of a friend of mine, a domestic helper, fried some chicken, and a little one grabbed the pan, and that's what happened. Then fibromyalgia, there was a question on that. Here are the symptoms of fibromyalgia, but it's actually a genetic condition. So UltraGuard, Pro B, Omegatone, Atron, those would be the ones that can actually address these symptoms. We have a wellness quiz, and I was actually thinking, Naran, maybe we should share the wellness quiz, even though it's in its infancy. It's not digitized,
Digitized.
but it does give you a very good, if somebody completes it, all the 40 questions up front, it actually gives you totals, like you can see there on the left-hand side for the different systems. And it gives you a wellness score, 1 out of 10, 11 out of 20, 20 out of 30. And obviously when you get to close to 30, you need to go and see a health practitioner. And 31 or more, definitely you send somebody immediately to the doctor. It's amazing what how people come to us and they think that we can cure cancer when we can't. So that is then a system per system, it gives you the recommendations of what you can combine with and put your own combinations together with. And that's it from me. And there we go. 10 minutes for questions, 9 minutes.
Thank you, Isabel.
Thank you, Isabel.
Pleasure.
Isabel, thank you so much. Will you be able to send us this presentation or not, Isabel?
I have sent it to Naran this afternoon, and what she's going to do, she's going to break it up in smaller bits that it's not so big. Because I've just spoken for an hour, and I'm sure you don't want to download something for an hour.
Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
And then also what I've shared is every month we do 3 or 4 promotions, and I've shared those promotional leaflets with you on the group. And then what I also do is I feature 4 or 5 products with their prices, but also just a little bit more about what it does. Like Pro B this month, it gives you the 40 benefits of Pro B, which you can also send on to a potential customer or whatever in that regard. And then when it comes to weight loss, I think we need a separate session for weight loss. Anything else? Where are all the comments? Anybody?
Nicole had a question on the 2 homeopathic doctors. If we could share where they're based and when they partnered and their role in the development of the products and which ones, if not all of them.
Well, it was 2 of them, and Dr. Alan Tomlinson was but I'll give you a little bit of, on one page, I'll give you a little feedback on both. And he started the business in the 80s. He actually was a GP, and then he went to America to study homeopathic medicine because there wasn't a degree in South Africa yet. And then he came back and he put these wonderful formulations together with the technology that he actually found in the USA. I'll give you that information. You can actually go and Google him. His brother, Barry, is still with us today. He's in his 80s and he stays in Cape Town, and he's still selling at 86, I think. And he's in a good physical state. You would never say that he's in his 80s. He looks 15 years younger. And the 2 brothers actually ran the company. Michael Mole, that you would know of, he's got his own website, and he's also on the radio. Dr. Michael Mole was also the marketing director of Sportron for 7 years. And then I'll share the information on the Swiss Guard.
Thank you, Isabel.
Okay.
Any more questions for Isabel before we wrap up?
I've also shared a page on Rita. Recruiting is the answer, our fast track program, if you want to participate in that.
And then I reshared the sales incentive as well. So Isabel, before I added you to the group, the team already had all the promotion leaflets. So I just don't think you saw the history. But yeah, thanks for sharing it. It's a nice reminder. But I also just reshared the sales incentive for the month as well.
Awesome. So happy selling out there.
Thank you, everybody, for making time to join. Angie, we'll definitely start working on that weight loss session, the content for that session. And then if you have any questions, please just pop it on the group. And then I will be in touch with all of you on your one-on-ones. Thank you so much for completing the digital form. I've got a few sessions tomorrow. If you haven't completed the form, branch managers, please complete that, and then we can always just plan it for next week, because this week's already fully booked. Okie dokie. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Have a great evening.
You too. Bye.
Thanks, Nee.
Bye.
Thanks, Isabel.
Bye.
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 Just ask if you